Published 1651 EDT, the 15th of September 2017. Updated 2024 EDT, the 15th of September 2017. Eddie Howe was in Bournemouth's starting 11 the last time Jermain Defoe scored for them. Back then, in 2001, defender Howe could not believe how good a finisher Defoe, a young striker making a name for himself on loan from West Ham, was. He's lost none of that, Howe said after watching the veteran score the match winner against Brighton, his first Bournemouth goal since a free transfer from Sunderland, and first since netting in that 33 draw away to Reading in Division 2 16 years ago. Jermain Defoe slides on his knees after scoring the second goal in Bournemouth's comeback win over Brighton. Jordon Ibe, who came off the bench for the Cherries, was key in the first and set up Defoe to put the hosts ahead. Bournemouth midfielder Andrew Surman clutches the ball and roars in celebration after pulling his side level. Solly March had given Brighton the lead, giving them hope of a first away Premier League victiory. After a scoreless first half, He's one of the best finishes I've ever seen, Howe added. We need to get to know as a team where he wants the ball. He's different to any striker we've had. For us it's about creating the openings for him. The pressure was mounting on both the former teammates, the manager winning no points from 4 games, and striker firing 5 blanks on his big wages of around £80,000 per week. The 34-year-old striker may not have the legs these days, but teammate Andrew Surman made up for that with headers off the line at one end and an equalising goal at the other, after Solly March gave Brighton a surprise lead early in the second half. But what Defoe does have is a masterful finish honed over decades, and his 160th Premier League strike against his 36th different Premier League opponent was as fine as they come. Substitute Jordon Ibe laid on both goals, and when he slipped in Defoe in the 73rd minute, there was no doubt the ball would end up in the far corner. Brighton's Pascal Gross chases a ball towards the Bournemouth byline with Nathan Ake in close attention. Brighton chairman Tony Bloom pulls on a woolly hat as he prepares to watch his side take on the Cherries at Vitality Stadium. Anthony Knockaert beats Charlie Daniels as Brighton look for some respite in a first half dominated by Bournemouth. Shane Duffy escapes Jermain Defoe with a clever piece of footwork that left the veteran striker on the turf. Defoe went closest for the home side in the opening period, turning and firing instinctively from the edge of the box. The England international knows just how close his effort was and reacts with anguish after seeing it go just wide. David Proper slides in to clear the ball as the Cherries continue to peg back the newly promoted side into first half. Thomas Hemd leaves Ryan Fraser in a heap on the turf as the striker ploughs a lone furrow in the Brighton attack. Ibe produced more in 8 minutes than he had in the whole of last season. The winger yet to live up to the potential he brought with a £15 million move from Liverpool last summer. It was a really good cameo of what he is all about, Howe said. He is a really talented lad. He is different to what we have got, that ability to beat people, and he has real pace. He showed real quality with his back heel, which was a moment of magic, and with the second, the weight on the pass was perfect for Jermain. Howe has developed a look of constant concern in recent weeks, perplexed not only by Bournemouth's run of defeats but by their diabolical, troubling performances. It's massive, to be honest, Defoe admitted of the 3 points. It was a game that we thought we needed to win. Dale Stephens watches as his header beats Asmir Begovic and hits the crossbar as Brighton piled on the pressure. Defender Shane Duffy was next to go close for the Seagulls as he once again hit the woodwork from a set-piece. Winger March would not be denied when Pascal Gross picked him out with a fantastic deep cross. Heading home the opener, Duffy flies into action during the Brighton celebrations following March Clark's goal in front of the away fans, Bournemouth turned to £15 million signing Ibe with his side a goal down. It proved to be an inspired change. In seasons past, Bournemouth have lost matches but maintained a buccaneering, free-passing style that was non-existent against West Bromwich Albion, Watford and Arsenal, and was only present for a half, at best, against Manchester City. It only returned with 15 minutes remaining against Brighton. The situation was descending into dire proportions at the start of the second half as Bournemouth's 6-yard box descended into a game of head tennis. Pascal Gross swung in a left-hand side corner and Shane Duffy headed a cross goal and on target from the back post, but Surman headed off the line. Davy Proper headed the rebound back at goal and Surman nodded it around the post for a corner. Bournemouth had dominated possession and finally made the pressure tell when Surman levelled in the 67th minute. The former Norwich man grabbed the ball as he celebrated his goal. Knowing there was plenty of time to get a winner, Defoe clinically broke Brighton hearts when he made the most of Jordon Ibe's clever pass to put the Cherries ahead. Defoe wheels away after seeing his strike nestle in the back of net and complete the Bournemouth comeback. Ross sent the ball back in. Duffy nodded on and Dale Stevens headed onto the underside of the bar, but the ball stayed out. 4 minutes later Brighton made one count. Gross turned sharply on the right flank, crossed and March headed past Asmir Begovic. The game was getting desperate for Bournemouth, but a moment of quality had them level as Surman proved as adept at putting the ball in the net as he was at keeping it out. The Bournemouth midfielder passed to Ibe, introduced 2 minutes before the equaliser, who backheeled back into his path inside the area and he stuck Dunk on his backside and levelled. When Defoe struck the winner 6 minutes later, Howe celebrated as though he was out on the pitch with him.